Hi, how are you? We are about to initiate our big book study from chapter 2, which is There is a Solution. There's a very profound message on this page. We're going to go into this in depth in different stages. We're going to ask questions and then build upon those questions to get deeper insight to what's happening here. Okay, so this will definitely take several clips or more. We of Alcoholics Anonymous knew thousands of men and women who were once just as hopeless as Bill. In other words, Bill's story, which we skipped, is the one that was just read. Nearly all have recovered. Note, nearly all. So whatever that means percentage-wise, it sounds pretty high. So nearly all have recovered. Now, that's talking about the people that we know, right? The statement, those that are known, nearly all have recovered. Because in actuality, we're going to see that the steps are 100%. They have solved the drink problem. Profound statement. They have solved it, right? So we know the Almighty is the solution through the 12 steps. They have solved the drink problem, meaning that the aspect of the fellowship, which we're going to see now coming up, right, is part of the solution. That the cohesion, the working together within the AA group is the idea that the solution to the drink problem, joining the group. Certainly it's not a human solution, but the group involvement, as we're going to see, does something that's extremely unique that can't be found anywhere else. Now, we're going to discuss what the group cohesion is. We are average Americans. All sections of this country and many of its occupations are represented, as well as many political, economic, social, and religious backgrounds. We are people who normally would not mix. Now, we need to consider what we're saying right now. This is extremely significant, and if we fully understand that we are people who normally would not mix, then this is part of the evidence that we're going to build up, that what is trying to be presented to the newcomer or the reader of this book. Now, so as to continue on, we are people who normally would not mix, but there exists among us a fellowship, a friendliness, and an understanding which is indescribably wonderful. Now, this almost sounds like we're selling something. It's so profound, right? It's indescribably wonderful. That's strong words. Now, interestingly, the idea of wonderful is almost like a wonder. Like in Hebrew, it's like a pella. It talks about, that Hashem, when he does almost miraculous things, right? It's like a pella. It's something that just a wonder in the mind. It like expands the person's thinking. Like, what is going on here? This is profound, right? So it like attracts you in to see that there's something going on here that's so beyond the norm that it's something I must look into, right? So it's indescribably wonderful. We are like the passengers of a great liner the moment after rescue from shipwreck, when camaraderie, joyousness, and democracy pervade the vessel from steerage to captain's table. Unlike the feelings of the ship's passengers, however, our joy and escape from disaster does not subside as we go our individual ways. Now, this is also an important point. The emotion that is common here is described as joy, not suffering, not a bunch of people in a room kvetching and complaining and crying and self-pity, right? The problem is not going to join anybody. But there's something that's joining the group here. And the emotion that is associated with it is joy. So we're going to look into that. How is it possible to maintain a constant joy? I mean, it's almost completely unrealistic, right? Because it says, unlike the feelings of the ship's passengers, however, our joy and escape from disaster does not subside. So we're talking about the joy as though you were saved that very day from shipwreck. Year after year, to maintain this level of joy. The feeling of having shared in a common peril is one element in the powerful cement which binds us. So the peril, right, the danger, the destructive situation, the addiction, that is an important element, right? But that in itself would never have held us together as we are now joined. So that which joins is not, again, the problems. The tremendous fact for every one of us is that we have discovered a common solution. We have a way out in which we can absolutely agree and upon which we can join in brotherly and harmonious action. This is the great news this book carries to those who suffer from alcoholism. This short paragraph I just read is going to be looked in much more in depth on the next clip, because this paragraph is one of the most important points in the entire book.